Step in the box, baseball fans. Welcome back to another episode of Batter Up with Brett and John. What's going on this Saturday night, John?
Oh, not too much. I was wrong on my IndyCar pick today. Apologies to the guys who bet with me today. I was picking long shots and they were close. One of the guys finished third. Another guy finished fifth. They were close. Sadly, we didn't get the win today. You can't win them all. Other than that, doing pretty well on this Saturday night. I've been ripping Update, that case that I bought. I've been doing that pretty much all day, lamenting my decision, stewing over it. It is what it is. I had a lot of fun. I got a ton of videos coming, and hopefully you guys enjoy. How about you?
Dude, yeah, ripping that case of Update was fun. The jumbo case last night, and then busy day today. Went to a card show. Saw Frank Thomas pulling out with his Mercedes. I went down to Rosemont, Illinois. I had a card I needed to sell, a Drew Jones out of 75 that I purchased, and there were some high rollers there. And the show was pretty good. Got some nice pickups too, some value buys. So I moved that card, picked up a Ellie De La Cruz Mojo 10 for $50 holler.
You
I
know,
feel like that's a steal.
why don't we, while we're on that, why don't we get right to a subject I wanted to bring up? When does Ellie De La Cruz, what does the chat say? We got 27 people in here watching. How long until he hits the major leagues? Because that guy is tearing the absolute cover off the ball. He is throwing like a madman. He's running bases like up there with the best in the MLB. I saw a stat this morning. In the league so far this year for AAA, he's got the fastest throw in the infield. He has the hardest hit ball, including MLB players, and he's third in the league in speed between the bases. Guy is going to be amazing. And I don't see how you keep him in AAA. Something is clicking with him. That's a great deal. What do you think?
You know, I'm going to go back to this. That he should be playing right now. They should be bringing him up. But these MLB teams have no incentive to bring these guys up early. They have all the incentive in the world to not bring them to the majors this year because of money, and that frustrates me a lot. Because same thing with Matt Mervis. Matt Mervis, we should have seen him last fall. We didn't see him till after the season started, so we should see him. I mean, maybe not before the All Star game, but at least after the All Star game.
Yeah.
Hopefully we see him, but it could be till the beginning of next year.
It could be. I would expect a September call up at the very least. They always do that late in the season unless the Reds are hunting for the playoffs. I would expect he'll be in September, and then he'll probably be in Series 1 next year, no doubt. That would be a sure thing. He's going to end up in Series 1 next year. But the dude looks like he's going to be everything that we expect. Yeah, going to be a fun player to watch.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Dude, he's incredible. I added Peds as a moderator too, just now. I should have done that a long time ago.
I
A
see
couple other
that.
pickups. I did $5 between these two, a Torkelson Sapphire and a Vinny Foil.
Nice.
$5, figured it couldn't go wrong. And then I'm not going to go through this whole lot, but it was 23 Bowman Sapphire firsts for $20. And I think there was only one pitcher in there.
Wow.
The guy's like, yeah, these are $1 a piece. I'm like, I'll buy them all. They weren't top loaded, but still, I mean, for $1 for a Sapphire first, I'll throw those in a box and let one of those cards could pay for this whole order down the road and more.
That's
So
true.
for only being at that show an hour, I feel pretty good about what I accomplished.
Yeah, definitely sounds like a fun show. We had a card show in my area today. I didn't go to it. I had some other stuff going on and didn't make it out. I don't know. I don't always go to that show. It's the local show down the street in Fishers. It's It's okay. It's 40 tables. It was packed last time. They've been growing that show. I'd love to set up there sometime, but it was always sold out. It was really hard to get a table. So I don't know. Got plenty of selling to do because of that update case I ripped. I got 2 boxes left though. I had planned to do a full recap of it with you and compare notes, but I'm 2 boxes shy of ripping all of it. I have 10 boxes ripped, 2 to go.
Takes a
It's
long
hard.
time to rip that thing, man.
I've been recording single videos though. That's what you have to realize. I record the single videos. I do a recap every video, and then I put the cards. I sort them, and I'm building stacks of the complete sets. I'm not sorting the complete sets out. That'd be crazy to
Yeah.
do that. But trying to keep everything in order so when I want to piece part it out and sell it, I can do it relatively quick. And I'm trying to see if there's anything I can grade out of there. It's really hard because some of these guys could have a lot of potential, but right now they're not playing the absolute greatest. Kelnick is emerging. I got a Kelnick Mojo. I don't know, maybe grade that one. It looks pretty good. I've got a Nikhil Badu Gold. And I've got some short prints. So I've got a Jonathan India short print, an Otani short print, and a Blake Snell short print. I definitely wouldn't grade the Snell short print, but the Otani and the Jonathan India, if they were good, I'd probably grade those.
Well, we were talking before we went on. The nice thing is, like I have a PSA order coming back. It was the 2021 and before. I forgot what they're calling it. It was the bulk deal, $19, 22 days. I don't feel like I have to be aggressive. I feel like you can put those away and
Mhm.
wait for a player to get hot instead of hoping they get hot. Because before, if there were borderline cards, I didn't care. I was sending them all just to get them graded. Because you're like, if I don't grade them now, they ain't getting graded. But if
Yeah,
you
that's
get
true. You're
cards
not
back
getting
within a
them back
month,
you might not get them back for a year.
so now, man, you you can wait and put together piles and just kind of have like what I've been doing is stacking up all my potential graders, and then when it comes to me sending an order, I've been going through and I'm saying, okay, this one, his values aren't worth it. I'm gonna wait, and I just put it in like a secondary box, and then each month I'm kind of checking that one box to see if it's changed.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
know, I,
I I need a better storage system for potential grading piles. One of the things that I do is I have a lot of old tops tins, and I've written on the top with like a sticker, and I'll say potential grading for the special. I'll say grade this for sure. I'll say hold for grading. I need a better system to try to actually like kit my cards to get them out quicker. Yeah, like that. Something
I
like
I love these things, man, because any card that I'm gonna grade is in a top loader. So I'll frickin' just put them in here, and I'll have them sitting in my area that I know, and I'll just have a sticky note, possible graders. So every time that I go every month, I pull those things out like that, and it's kind of one of the things I like to do. Um, I'm just kind of looking at some chat. Kelnick had another bomb today, which is awesome.
yeah, Kelnick is. People like those videos I made about Jeff Wilson. I I I know Teapot watches our streams a lot. I'm not trying to hate on Jeff. I'm just calling it like I see it. And
Heck yeah.
it's like it's sort of like it's obvious at this point. It's like okay, so you're the whole spiel was like you can't invest in sports cards. Like they were kind of like saying you really can't do that. You can buy, sell, and hoard sports cards. You can collect. You can buy, sell, and you know Jeff's latest pivot was like, oh, I'm only gonna buy goats. I'm only gonna buy the goatest of goats. And it's like, well, I guess you can invest in those because literally that's so obvious, right? And it's like, oh, I have this new strategy. I'm gonna buy Babe Ruth. I'm gonna buy Mickey Mantle. I'm gonna buy Michael
Yeah, that's
Jordan.
crazy.
It's like there's no intuition in that. Like,
No.
like, like it's so obvious.
That's why I like opening cards, the prospecting and rookie stuff. Speaking of prospecting and rookie stuff, leading in here
Mm-hmm.
again, I don't watch much hockey. I don't know much about hockey. I've only opened hockey cards one time, but being around Chicago and the Blackhawks getting a first pick, and dude, this Connor Bedard's rookie cards, young guns, are going to be worth a mint. And I don't know if you saw, but when the Blackhawks were awarded that first pick in the lottery,
Mm-hmm.
within 3 hours they sold $2 million worth of tickets,
That's
of season
crazy.
tickets, in 3 hours.
That's amazing. I mean, that would be like the Colts when they drafted Anthony Richardson, like selling out season tickets like immediately. I don't think it moved the needle at all. Um, I don't know what happened when they had Andrew Luck. They were like coming off of Peyton Manning, so they were already sold out. But yeah, that's pretty crazy that the Blackhawks did that. The one thing I do like about the Blackhawks, your announcer, the one that does the national anthem,
Yeah, I don't
Jim
know his name.
Cornelison, he does Back Home Again in Indiana. We're in the month of May. He does it for the Indy 500. He's like perfect. He was made for that song. Like the way he sings it is perfect every year. It's it just it I'm going to steal a line from Doug Bowles. It says from Doug Bowles, who is the Speedway president, besides Roger Penske. It brings chills down your spine. Like he's so good at it. It's just like you're just like, how perfect, right? So
Yeah, it's awesome, man, to see that. And again, I've been to one Blackhawks game. I've never gotten to hockey, but let me tell you, when you see somebody like this, who they're comparing to the next like generational talent,
like
there's
Gretzky,
been a few comments here. Next year's hockey set with Bedard will be highly sought after. This makes me want to buy Udex as cardeal.com. I mean, there's going to be people buying hockey next year
camped out
because
at
of this guy, you know?
camped out at Target, right?
Yeah, man. It could push. It could push. I forgot what they call their the Young Guns Series One. I don't know which one it is, but those tins are probably gonna fly off the shelf now. Um, and if you go to Meyer, do you take a chance and try to those Young Guns cards, man? They are tough to pull. I kind of consider those Young Gun cards similar to a short print out of Update
Yeah.
Series or Series One or Series Two. They're hard to pull certain
Which
play.
series? Which series will he be in for Upper Deck? Is it going to
I'm
be
assuming he's going to be in the first one to kick off the year.
Series One?
Um,
Okay.
I think because he's going to get drafted number one. I think they'd put him in there. Maybe I don't know. I mean, I'm no hockey expert, but you would think you'd want the face of the freaking draft on the first series. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but
Well, I know Victor Wembanyama is coming for basketball soon, and there's a lot of hype right now. He's got autos in a product right now. I think that's a Topps product. Many people are believing that he signed an exclusive, and it's actually going to affect whether he has autos in Prism or Optic or other Panini products for next year, and that'll be really interesting to follow.
yeah, it's cool to see. And then leading into series two. So is Jordan Walker and Anthony Volpe, are they able to pull a product? Are you excited for Series 2 with those two names?
Me?
Yeah, you or the chat. Anybody out there? Before or after, are you guys excited about Jordan Walker and Anthony Volpe being the face of Series 2 this year? Does
In
that
the
get you excited?
in the long run, I am. I don't believe I'm going to rush to go do it. I'm really I'm gonna have a hard time buying any of Series 2. I maybe depending on how the odds get published and like what pre-order pricing looks like, but they're gonna make less than Series 1 if they distribute the hits similar to what they did for Series 1, and it's all in the jumbo boxes and the hobby product, then maybe that's a play, but I don't know that it'd go too heavy on it because those guys aren't playing stellar right now. Walker got moved back down to AAA. Volpe was struggling very early on, even though he had a lot of hype coming in. I just don't think you're going to need to rush to go get any of these guys because they're not going to be super, super duper rookie of the year candidates, in my opinion. but that can change. I don't know. What is everybody else? Yeah, somebody said Volpe hitting under 200. Yeah, that's right. It's the same thing with, like, we were talking about Lenyon Sosa coming onto the live. He got called up when Yohan Moncada went down, and I guess he's going to get sent back to AAA. And people are saying, oh, he's junk. He's 23. I mean, he's still really young. I mean, look what happened to Kelnick. He went back down to the minors twice before he finally started to play well this year in, like, his age 23, 24 season. It eventually happens for these guys. He's Kelnick. I was thinking about this when I was doing, and I was commenting on it in some of my videos. He's in a perfect spot. Think about it. He doesn't have to be the star on the team. That's Julio. Julio gets all the attention, but nationally, it draws a lot of eyeballs to the Mariners. So if Kelnick is good, people are going to be like, well, I don't know about this Julio guy, but this Kelnick guy is pretty good too, right? So Topps is going to market the absolute crap out of Julio. They already have. They're going to do that with Volpe. They're going to do that with Walker. Somebody's going to be that face of Series 2. Trust me on that. Probably a rookie. Probably Volpe's already got a contract with Topps or Fanatics. And he's probably going to end up doing something similar to Julio. They did a little bit different spiciness with it when it comes to chase cards. They put some artist cards in there, which I think they've done before, but I saw some of that.
Yeah, I just put a couple links in for Luke, the cardist. So they've had like sketch cards and stuff like this in the past, but this guy's totally new, man. I just put links for anybody watching. Luke, the cardist. I put his Instagram and his website, and he creates these art cards, which I think are pretty incredible looking cards. They're unique for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They're all supposed to be one-on-ones. I have a feeling they're going to be super, super, super hard hits, obviously. So your chance of pulling those are going to be real, real tough. I still wish they'd bring back regular short prints. I think they're going to have the SSPs again like they did. I heard they added a couple hits to retail, a couple numbered cards, a couple foils to retail, higher numbers. But I would buy a couple cases of jumbos for the same price that I got Series 1 at. I would go out and buy 2 cases and open those up right now if I could lock in $115 per box. I would do that. Yeah, Brent Rooker's crushing it, dude. He hit another home run, I think, yesterday. Tracker's right here. Rooster said something about Tracker. Tracker's right here.
My dog's right here. She's moping along.
Me,
I want to be on a live. You want to be famous? There we go. There you go. She's like, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me?
I usually give Tracker a bath at home, but with his back legs bothering him, he has a hard time standing in that tub anyway, even when he was good. So I took him to a professional, and they had like a tub that raises down, and they took care of him. The ladies liked him. So the pooches.
Yeah.
That's Series 2, man. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like super pumped for Series 2. But
yeah,
for the right price, I want to open some.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. For the right price and a lower print run with some decent odds of pulling something, it may not be that bad. Here's what I'm hoping. Topps went absolutely crazy, and they distributed the odds way differently for Series 1 this year because they were trying to create something new that was for, like, everybody. If they do, what Series 2 was last year with the odd rate, and then you have that checklist, which is stronger than last year. Now, you don't have those short prints to chase, but here we all know they're not putting short prints back in. They're going to keep those SSP golden mirror parallels in. So fine, fair enough. They're going to have home field advantage cards and a better checklist. So, if they print not much of it relative to, where we saw Series 1, I might be interested in it, but I don't know. I'm not like super pumped about it at all. I bought barely any Series 1. I bought 3 jumbos, opened 2 of them, which was a bad decision. Kept one sealed, opened 1 super box and like 5 Meyer purples off camera. That's it.
You held off. You held off. I It'll be interesting to see what happens. Big time. I actually forgot what I was gonna say here.
Yeah, carddeal.com said it best here, and he always interjects some really good comments, but it's great. This is one of the subjects I want to talk about was the horns and halo effect of players. People have such a short-term memory, but also very, very lofty expectations with no patience at all. And so guys like Kelnick, it's like, if a guy has a bad week or a bad month and he was like hyped, how long until that hype wears off? And then they're like, yeah, screw this. Put the guy in the quarter box, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, well, had a good offseason, had a good training, maybe saw a mental coach. You never know what will happen. Comes in healthy. Jonathan India, another great example. And all of a sudden it clicks, right? Same thing with like Acuna. He had the injury when he was having a great season, missed out on the playoffs that year, missed out on the World Series. Very slow season last year. This year looks like an MVP again. It's all ebbs and flows, and people just can't. It's like, pay me now or don't pay. Pay me later. Don't pay me at all. They have such short-term windows of like patience when it comes to that. And Kelnick, they were ready to just throw that guy away, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's junk. He's been demoted twice. He's junk. He's destined to be junk. He might not be the next Mike Trout, but he's a good player, and he's still really young."
It's crazy how fast it can turn. And then, speaking of which, I just remember what I was going to say, kind of leading from Series 2 into Bowman. It's amazing how, like, with Series 1, the retail odds were so bad, and you start looking at the prices of hobby and jumbos of Bowman, and here we are. Everybody, everybody is opening up retail of Bowman. Dude, guys, the odds on retail are so much better. I mean, there's still some amazing stuff in hobby. But right now, I put a link for Walmart. If you're looking for blasters and you're looking for a good deal,
Are they still on
they're on
sale?
Walmart right now, $27.97 with tax. You can get them like right at $30. So if you're looking for Bowman, there's the link. Thank John and I later if you're watching. Order a few
Don't thank me.
blasters.
I haven't bought any. I will say this. I've tried to stay very strong on not buying Bowman because that's what I said I would do. I caved and I got in on a case of retail boxes with KC Card Connection because he got them for a really good deal.
Dude,
So I
those
bought.
retail boxes have been really good. I know
Yeah,
Stu was
it's
getting those for like
$108 all
90
in.
bucks.
Yeah, $108 is what he got them for all in, and I figured, what the hell, good shot. I don't know. That's a good one to sit on. I'm probably just gonna park it on the shelf, see what happens. I figured long term those are gonna be pretty popular.
Yeah, there's hits. I got into this last week on Restless Craft Breakers. A lot of people have been asking me because I posted some pictures. Restless Craft Breakers on Facebook. He was doing cases of blasters, and I'm just looking for value buys right now. And I kind of looked at over Bowman, and I was looking at the teams. And I picked up the Brewers in 4 different breaks. He did 2 that were just the 40 blasters. $19 for the Brewers. 19 bucks, guys. That's shipped to the door. Just the Chorio alone, the inserts and the chromes, pay for it's a free break. I mean, plus I'm at a show in Milwaukee, so all I got to do is put that stuff. The Garrett Mitchell rookie cards for $1 a piece. Um, and then they have 4 first, 2 with autos. I hit a few autos, hit a couple colors, and then he was doing another break, 40 blasters plus a 1 jumbo box, and then that moved the Brewers up to 35 bucks. So I
Mm.
paid 35 a couple times, but even then, I've just been looking for value. Um, and it's kind of what I've been doing, but there's plays to be made. You just got to search for it. Excuse me.
I was looking for value when I bought that case, and yeah, it's hard, right? It's hard to go all in on a product, and you're sort of like it's like a fish swimming in open water for the first time. You're just like, I don't know if I made a good call here, guys. Like, it might have been a terrible call, but not now comes the hard work, right?
Yeah. If I would have known earlier in the day, like earlier in the day, you could get is pretty. I think it was unlimited on Walmart because I added 40 to my cart.
You added 40?
Well,
Holy.
I added 40 because I was gonna see if I just wanted to see how what the limit was because it didn't say, and then I added 40 to the cart. Going, if I knew they were gonna ship me a sealed case, I think I would
Yeah,
have pulled the trigger on it.
they won't
I
do
think
that.
I would have pulled the trigger because you're getting about 6 to 9 autographs out of a sealed case. That was of this 4 cases that I saw open up, plus one on Underground 5. They're getting 6 to 9 autos, and man, so much color, so much parallels. It's crazy.
They're not. I'm doing it on my phone right now. I'm up to 60 in my cart, 70. It's not stopping me.
Dude, it's crazy, isn't it?
That can't be right.
I know. I mean,
Yeah, I don't want 73 blasters for $2,000.
yeah, you better take them out of your cart. You know what happened to me? You know what happened to me? So I was needing some top loaders from Cardboard Gold, and somebody gave me a link to like their affiliate that had
Mhm.
them in stock because Cardboard Gold was getting them. They were the same price. So I had gone to that and put 3 in my cart, and I think you got to get 3 to get the discount of the one up, or maybe it
Mhm.
was 4. So I put 3 in there the first time, and then I went back and put 4 in there, and I only meant to order 4. I ended up ordering 7. That's why I got 3 extra cases. And then FedEx left them at my front gate, just laying in the grass. In the rain, dude. Like
That's
the pouring rain. Not just a little rain, the pouring rain. But I got my Cardboard Gold supplies down here, guys. Down below. They're down there.
You are
Come on,
loaded up.
Cardboard Gold. We need a channel sponsors.
That's awesome.
KC is in the house.
KC in the house. What's going on, man? What's going on,
Yeah,
Pez? Yeah,
so
it says pull the trigger. He says do it. Do it.
I've seen lots of good Bowman hits, Bowman retail. Um, that Drew Jones I picked up from a disc golfer, he pulled that out of a Target retail pack. The Drew Jones yellow autograph, he pulled that out of a retail pack. So, dude, it's insane.
Yeah,
But again,
yeah.
happy Saturday night, everybody.
CardDeal.com says he makes a great point. He says they couldn't give those cases away of 2018 update. Boy, how times have changed, right? I mean, I was just going through. I'm 10 boxes in. I don't know. You want to do a comparison, like on your rundown, like your best pulls so far? I mean, I got a list I can just give you guys, or give you, of my 10 best pulls that I think I got so far.
Of
What
your
about?
update case.
Yeah. What about you, Brett?
I should have wrote them down, but obviously the best pull that I got was the Kelnick Gold, in my opinion. I got a numbered out of 50. Um, who was it? It wasn't Perdomo. Trying to think of who else it was. I got 2 autographs, Perdomo and who was the other one? All of a sudden, it's like left my brain. And I got a Kelnick Mojo and a few other nice hits, but just pretty bummed on the only 3 short prints in a jumbo case. Only 3 jumbo or 3 SPs. But it was 510. I went through. I could put together 7 complete sets. You did the same thing. You looked at the complete set sold at 2021 update.
Mm-hmm.
There were solds at like $32 with free shipping,
Right.
but they're not going to be fast sales. So we
Yeah.
were kind of talking like $20 would be a pretty reasonable sale to move
That's what
fairly
I figured.
quickly.
It's $20. Yeah, so just to go down my hits from 10 boxes so far, and I'm probably forgetting some. These are in no particular order. I got an Arenado Black out of 70, a Badu Gold out of 2021, an India short print, an Otani short print, a Hayes Black Gold that was a blue parallel, a Joey Bart Black Gold that was a black parallel, two autos of pitchers, one of them numbered to 50, a Tatis Independence Day, a Mother's Day rookie purple, a Mother's Day rookie out of 50, and a vintage stock rookie out of 50. A lot of numbered stuff, tons and tons of Hall of Famers, tons of stars. I think I got 5 or 6 Otani cards of inserts. I got 5 or 6 Tatis inserts, 4 or 5 Trout inserts, 5 or 6 Aaron Judge inserts, probably enough to make at least 9 or 10 complete sets. I've got 2 boxes to go, and I'm probably forgetting a ton of Kelnick, a ton of India, a ton of Perdomo, a ton of Badu, and there's probably a couple other good update players that I'm missing, but I think those are the 4 better ones that I can think of at the moment. And overall, I wouldn't say I hit any cards so far that was a home run, but I hit a lot of singles / doubles. And, could I grade 4 or 5 cards out of there? Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I did all right so far.
So, like a card, here's a card you could look at: the Silver Pack Mojo of Mike Trout, selling for about $45 in a PSA 10. So if you know it's going to 10, it's worth the grade. But it's easier said than done, because do you spend the $19 to grade it? Doesn't get a 10.
Yep.
So now it's basically a wash, or you're losing a few bucks.
What did the Mojo of Kelnick go for? Because I got one of those.
I should pull that up. I just had, let's see here, 21 Silver Pack. Oh, 2021 tops update. This is where I wish we could screen mirror. Silver Pack Mojo PSA 10. Let's see some recent solds. May 9th. That's
80
a
bucks.
10. That's not bad.
70, 80 bucks. So I got one of those as well. I'll probably grade that. It looked really clean. That one looked perfect. The Badu looked really good. The Arenado Black looked good. The SP was a little off center on the India. The Bart Black Gold looked absolutely flawless. The Hayes Black Gold. I mean, these are obviously parallels. You wouldn't grade a base. That Tatis Independence Day, I'll probably just sell that raw. Lots of rookie color. And I don't know. I don't think I've gotten my case hit yet. I feel like if I'm getting a case hit, it's in one of the last 2 boxes, because everything so far has been like stuff you would expect to get, nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, you never know, man. You never know. Hopefully you get something cool. It's flagship. The good thing is these cases were cheap, man. $510 for my case. What'd you get yours? $575 for a jumbo. I mean, that's cheap in the realm of things,
It is cheap relatively. I mean, I know that's groceries for some people for, a couple weeks, but, relative to card stuff, that's pretty cheap considering how much a jumbo of Bowman was at $600, right? So, or a case of, or not a case, but a Prism Hobby box of 2022 football being the same price. This was way better than a Prism football hobby box. Way better. Like, hands down. The stars coming out of it, just the low numbered stuff. I'll do a complete recap on my channel. I'm gonna get at least 15 videos out of it, so that's good. Yeah. I did one preview video. I'll do the 12 openings. I'll do probably a recap video, a pre-grade video, and a post-grade review. So
it was a lot of fun, man.
Video too, to let you know how I did. Because and I won't sugarcoat it. I will be completely honest, because if I didn't sell something, I'm not going to take credit for it. I can't just say, well, I made 9 complete sets and I'd sell them for $20. So
no, you got to sell them.
I got to sell them.
And this is move them, man.
Months. This is probably going to take me till like football season to get through all this, but that's fine. It's fine. It was fun.
It's a challenge to do. You learn stuff by doing stuff like that. That's how when I got into the trading card thing, I was buying like a blaster box, open it up. I would keep some cards. I would list a few on eBay and see what I could do. Get a little money back, buy another blaster box, and this is just kind of a bigger scale of it on a freaking whole case. You know, it's a lot of work. There are some people who are so good at listing on eBay and moving stuff quick. It's something I wish I had a skill for. You know.
I'm good at it when it comes to copying previous listings and then making a few mods and kicking stuff out. When I like a Sunday morning, like tomorrow, I might take some of the case and like some of the parallels. I opened those Series 2 Meyer Purples. I've sold about half the stuff in there already. Just try and claw some of your money back.
Yeah.
I mean, I could sit on it, sure, but sometimes you're just like, you know what? I don't want it. I took a risk, didn't work out. Get some of your money back. I won enough on the logo fractor box that I don't feel too bad about whatever happens on this case. Like I was 14 boxes on the logo fractor, and the last one I sold was like $220. So I think we did okay on that one.
That's crazy, man.
You're probably.
So I ran across a couple a really cool. What I thought was really cool this week. I don't know if I sent it to you. I know I sent it to one of my other buddies, Mike Cassiano. He's a retired postal worker. Okay.
Yep.
He is attempting to attend 10,000 MLB games. He is currently at 9,279 games. He estimates it's going to take him another 3.5 years. He's logged every game. He's literally logged every game. He's been to multiple World Series games. It's crazy, man. It's literally crazy.
How does he do that? I mean, how?
I don't know the exact story. I'm gonna look him up after we get done, see if there's anything on YouTube. I ran across it on TikTok, and somebody had compared like the number of games he's gone to Cal Ripken Jr.,
Holy cow.
the Iron Man, and it was a really cool one. I'll see if I can find that TikTok and send it to you. I must not have sent it to you, but think about that. 9,279 games so far he's attended in person, and he's working on 10,000.
That's crazy.
Think about the amount of money that would take to do. Christy says he's got to be wealthy. He must be selling all the bobbleheads when he goes to those games. He's getting the bobbleheads and selling them.
Rooster says I should get a 2018. He says he knows I can afford it.
There was a guy at the show. There was a guy at the show right on his table. He had a hobby box and some blaster boxes of 18 update front and center, just laying on his table. Not even behind. I'm like, this guy's crazy leaving this stuff laying on the table.
Yeah, we haven't checked in a while, but 2019 Series 2. Remember when hanger boxes, we could have got those like in the off season before Tatis started playing again? We could have got those for like $20.
I ordered during the pandemic when they sent out that 600 stimulus.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered a case at $20 a piece. I used that money towards a case of hangers at $20 a piece.
What do you think now? Where do you think it is now? It's still $20?
I don't know about that. We could look that up quick. I would, for some reason, I'm thinking it's going to be probably in that ballpark. 2019 Top Series 2 hanger box. I bet you I would guess it's more than $20. Like
at one point, it was down to $20.
Tatis
20. Yeah, a lot of 3 sold for $56 plus shipping.
Yeah, here's one $24.50, $30.
I'd say between $20 and $30 per hanger. That's what they're going for.
It's not bad. You know, here's another. I didn't have this on the thing to talk about, but I think Slab Stocks posted it. Um, they had a scale of Tatis's Bowman first autograph going up the chart and Soto's first Bowman autograph coming down the chart, and they've met at the same price right now, like this week. So let's ask the chat. If you're putting your money into a Bowman first, which I believe Soto and Tatis's first are very reasonable, who would you buy, Soto or Tatis? I personally like Soto better than Tatis just because of the steroid thing. Because if ever it comes down to the Hall of Fame and these same dudes are still around voting, he's not
Mm-hmm.
going to get in the Hall of Fame. That's just the reason I lean towards Soto.
I'd say Soto. Yeah, that seems like an easy pick. I was looking at their career wars already. Do you know Soto's career war is already like, I forget what it is. That's already like 25. That's pretty solid for a dude that's, I think he's 24 years old. Like his war is really solid relative to his peers and the
Dude,
24-year-old range.
it's crazy. And then how much money do you think Otani's going to get this offseason?
I don't know.
So, somebody ran his comps as a hitter, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody ran his comps as a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like Max Scherzer as a pitcher, and I forgot who they comped him at as a hit, like Mike Trout as a hitter. And you're like, dude, you're getting Trout and Scherzer in there. It's one player. I
Yeah.
think he's gonna get. I think he's gonna get 50 million a year for 10 million for 10 years. He's gonna get 500 million a year
How old is he?
contract.
Is he 29?
I don't know what his age is. It's hard to keep up on all these guys.
28. He's only 28. I thought he was older. Yeah, so he could get signed
So
for 10 years.
that's a rough contract at the end
Yeah, definitely.
for 39.
I don't know.
I would I if me and my buddy we've talked about this a long time, and I don't know why GMs don't do this more. Like, why would you give these players a 10-year contract? Why aren't you just signing them in their prime and overpaying them in their prime? Like, you want their prime years. Screw like you just look at Pujols. You didn't want him in his late 30s. You want him in his mid 30s. So why lock yourself into it for that long? Be like, hey, we're just going to give you 5 years, and we're going to pay you 5 million more a year during those prime years instead of having all back end.
I would look at it as we would pay you a bonus for time already accrued, right? It's sort of like there's backwards looking. It's like I may not be able to willing to take that risk. I don't know. Maybe they could do something like that with the contracts. But I don't want to take that risk for the next 10 years, but I'll go back and give you a bonus for the 2 years that already happened. I won't be a cheapskate, right? I don't know if they'll let him do that, but
Yeah,
go ahead.
So, just talking about that, we talked about the Postal Service guy. Just threw that in there, and then I have not been able to keep up on this topic. Maybe you have, but in the last at the card show, I had seen it before the Oak Creek, Wisconsin card show last Saturday, and I talked to a guy today about this, and then I saw Neo Cards and Comics, the trim cards.
Mm-hmm.
So trim cards have been very common, especially amongst vintage cards.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I don't know who published the first video recently showing that they've trimmed cards. So somebody did a video
Oh, it
that
was the guy. It was the guy that was a former NFL player. Forget his exact name. But he basically said that he does trim cards. He was on Sports Card Nonsense earlier this week talking about it. They got him on. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of guys in the hobby that are known card trimmers. Sports Card Radio came out with a list of them that, one of them is actually going to be on Jeremy Lee's live stream tonight. I think he goes by what the heck is that guy's name? He's in ISA grading. I can't. Jason Coons. That's it. Another friend of Jeff Wilson's of all people. He's a known card trimmer. It's funny because every time I comment on videos about like stuff that he's going to be on, he always comments back to me. And it's like he realizes that I'm making a snarky ass comment. And he's like, yeah. And, it's almost like you're egging me on, right? Because he was talking about when one time Gary V called him and said like 2 or 3 days ahead of time that Andrew Luck was going to retire. And I'm like, wow, you actually had a couple days there to sell those cards? Amazing. You could have done all right. And then he's like, yeah, I know, it was a sad day. And I was like, okay, well, you're not admitting that you didn't do that, but you're not admitting you did either. Because you do realize that would look so bad if you did.
Oh, yeah. Look terrible, man. Yeah.
Nobody would ever trust you again.
I had caught Neo Cards of Comics video with the Otani Independence Day parallel. And it was a good video. And obviously, that's one of my favorite parallels of all time. The 2018 Independence Day parallel. It looks amazing. If you get a chance to go check out his video. And you could see clear as day. It was in a BGS slab.
Mm-hmm.
And you could, because with the way those stars lined up, there was a corner that was damaged. Top right corner was damaged.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody bought it for cheap, like $2,000. They went and trimmed it, man. They trimmed it. You could see where it was like the difference in the star. And it got a PSA 10. Sold for $11,000. Went from a $2,000 card to an $11,000 card. So that's crazy, man. And I just always thought as trimming as the vintage stuff, but now modern cards are getting trimmed. And I've had some big cards come back that were PSA 9s, and I could have cracked them out and resubbed them, but I haven't done that.
I take the loss. I move on.
I know Chris is in here. He's going to badmouth PSA. But something, SGC, it would have happened to them. It would have happened to Beckett. There's too many cards to look at. And what are they supposed to track down this card on eBay to see it sold and then go like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
you really got.
They don't have any more technology than you and I to look at cards to be like, oh, this is trimmed.
Right. Not like there's a database out there that actually like data mines to say, oh yeah, there was a serial number 12 out of 76 that was sold like 2 years ago. By the way, we're now seeing a 12 out of 76. Hey, by the way, this card has been in a slab before. Like, if that technology, I mean, I know the technology exists, but whether they were using it or not, we'll have to, see in the long run. I don't know that it's really bad that it happens. I understand why it happens because there's money involved. And if you give people an out to make money, of course they're going to try it. Because what's the worst that happens? The dude bought the $2,000 card. He sends it in, comes back, and they say, oh, it's trimmed, right? They found it trimmed. He can take it and still try to sell it raw. And somebody's going to be holding the bag on that one. Yep. I'm not saying that's right, but that would be what would happen. So he'd sell it raw, right? And if they don't notice it, then he's got a windfall, right? So you're damned if you're not a good person if you do that. But I can see why somebody would do that because it's not like, what's the worst that happens? You can say, well, I bought the card. You can't blame it on me because you have no proof, right? There's no video proof. There's no way of actually telling that you did that. You could say, well, I inherited it like that. Okay, fair enough. If it's a first-time offender. But it's just, it doesn't feel right, and it's not going to stop until there's some kind of accountability for it. If it's perpetual, I feel like guys like the guy, Evan Mathis, that was the name I was thinking of, Evan Mathis. He literally said PSA will not receive another shipment from him again because of trimming cards. So, like, if they see it's coming from him, they're like, yeah, we're sending it right back. We're not going to grade this guy's stuff anymore.
Yeah, he'll just end up going through somebody else, which is he'll get somebody else's name, but who knows? But like, okay, so we just talked about trimming. Let's just use this card for example. Let's say this was an Ellie De La Cruz Bowman Mojo, and it was numbered. It was a gold out of 50,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I go buy this as a card show today, and I pay X amount for it, but it's a PSA 9, so it's a gold out of 50 PSA 9. I go buy this card. I crack it out of the slab. I get Kurt's card care kit, and I clean the surface with the wax that he sends. Am I altering the card? Is that wrong? Is it right? Is it wrong?
I don't think cleaning a card is wrong. I think cleaning up stuff that you can remove without feeling like you're manipulating the card, I think that's perfectly fine. Changing the shape of a card, on the other hand, to me that seems like you're cheating.
Yeah,
But cleaning a card, I don't see that as a problem. Or if you had a corner that was slightly raised up and you said, you know what, I crack it out of the slab and I want to put that corner back down. I know how to do that without truly altering the card. I don't see a problem with that because you literally didn't change the shape of the card. But the
yeah.
moment you're trying to
I've had some
like manipulate the card, I feel like that's wrong.
I've had some foils this year in Series One that you can literally like push out the foils on the corner and flatten them down, and it pushes them right back into place, and it looks perfect.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Um, you know, I don't care what company it is though, whether it's PSA, SGC, HGA, Beckett, you name the card grading company who's Fanatics now, um, CSG or whatever. When you're
SGC.
getting this many cards, and it isn't easy. And one of my friends was saying, "Well, why is vintage taking longer?" I said, "Dude, how many people do they have qualified to even look at vintage? Like, if it, I told him, I said, if PSA asked me to come and work for them, they would have to pay me a significant amount of money. One, you have to live in California, which
Mm-hmm.
is freaking expensive, dude. Two, you actually do have to know about sports cards a little bit. Three, I could grade modern cards, but I have no idea how to grade vintage cards. You would have to start me from ground zero, and then you'd have to pay these people X amount just to keep them, right? Like, dude, it's no longer a minimum wage job because if you get sick of sitting there looking at cards 24/7, you'd be like, I'm out of here. I'm going to go do something else. So I feel for these companies because the job they have isn't easy, like it isn't.
It's not easy when you're grading 1.25-ish million cards a month. You do the math per day. That's a lot of product per day that you're looking at. I broke a case of product, and I got to tell you, my eyes glazed over when I was looking at like the fifth box because it's like you're just like, oh my, how long can you concentrate, right? So I would say it's not easy to be a grader. It's one of those things. It's like I remember the people that put in our floor upstairs, right? The ones that came to the house to do that when we built the house. They're craftsmen. They're a niche crew. They're very good at what they do. They're much better than most people are at that. And they probably get paid because of that, because it's not easy to come by that skill set, right? So I would imagine grading and good graders, you'd want to keep them. You'd want to not lose them because if you had the attrition, it would be hard to replace them. They're not a dime a dozen. You can't give them an instruction sheet and say, go follow this. You could, but you probably got a lot of variability. So it's hard, right? Um, Band to the Basement Cards made a comment here. He worked on an assembly line for 30 and jobs can be tedious, even grading cards. Yeah, no, jobs like that are tedious, and it takes a special person not to get bored at that job, to pay attention to detail,
Dude,
and
it sucks.
it sucks. I used to work in manufacturing, I was a manufacturing engineer right out of college, making lots of widgets, and I was, handling some of the production line setups. And the people that did the job, I tried to do their job for a day, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this for more than like 4 hours. I'm like, this job sucks.
I worked at this plant in my hometown for a summer, and there was combine parts. And I was a young kid then, and I was a go-getter, and the attention span of a kid. So on this combine parts, you took these metal pieces and you clamped them onto this little wire frame, and this
Mm-hmm.
is all you did all day: clamp, 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 and you could go really fast. You could go. And the one guy I worked with, there was different lines, and he'd be like, "Kid, you need to slow the f down, man. You got to work slower." He's like, "You're gonna put us out of work by the end of the summer." He's like, "Do this one, two." I'm like, I can't go this slow, man. I found myself just standing around, and I was bored out of my mind for my
Yeah,
$5 an hour as a high school kid.
definitely.
But the fun stuff, man. John, what else you got, buddy?
Other topic I want to touch on. I know that not a lot of your channel mates like this, but the NBA playoffs are still going on. I think we're almost near. I don't know if the Sixers and the Celtics were playing tonight or tomorrow, but that was the only series, I believe, or did they already finish? Let me just double check that because I thought I heard somebody. Oh no, it's still going on. Tied 3-3. That game will be tomorrow at 3:00, 3:30 Eastern time. Okay, so Miami Heat are in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Denver Nuggets are in the Western Conference Finals, and the Los Angeles Lakers, God help them, LeBron James, hate that man, is in the Western Conference Finals. Oh,
Fixes
I don't
in,
know.
man.
It's hard. Who am I rooting for at this point? I guess I'd be rooting for the Nuggets and the Sixers because they've never been there before. But eventually, Jason Tatum will win a finals. And if LeBron James makes it to another finals, that will be his 11th finals. If he wins another title, I think that would be his 5th title. I don't know. Does that change the dynamic at all as far as GOATs go?
The fix is in, man. LeBron's gonna win it all.
Probably
How
LeBron.
did they go from?
It'll probably be LeBron against Tatum. That's
I
what it'll be.
swear, I didn't even think the Lakers were gonna make the playoffs. They were so bad. All of a sudden, I see they're winning freaking series. I'm like, this is nuts.
Chris C says, "Go Lakers." I tell you what, I wondered this. The Warriors, they obviously took out the Kings in Game 7, right? Steph Curry put on the epic performance, and I thought, if you're the Warriors, do you really have to beat the Kings to then lose to the Lakers in the next round? Like, if you knew you were going to lose anyway, or there's a very high likelihood, I think the Kings would have matched up way better against the Lakers than the Warriors did. The Kings can bang inside with big men better against the Lakers, I think, and they're a more athletic team. I think the Kings had better guards, so I think the Kings would have fared a better shot against the Lakers than the Warriors did. But coulda, shoulda, woulda. It is the off season now for the Kings and the Warriors, and that Warriors dynasty is coming to an end. It really is. I don't know how many more titles Steph Curry is going to win. It might be 4, and that's it. But hopefully the Kings make some good offseason moves, and we see them back in the playoffs going multiple rounds next year. That would be fun to see. That's all I got from my perspective for topics, unless the chat has anything we didn't touch on that we want to go, people's choice.
Yeah, man, that's all I got too. I was just kind of writing down on the baseball card release front. There isn't much coming out. Forgot this. I don't know how I missed this. Bowman Megas.
Oh yeah,
Hobby exclusive.
not hobby exclusive.
They're not hobby. I thought they were only going to be hobby.
No,
Are they
2 formats? There's going to be a hobby with 4 Mojo packs, and then there's going to be a retail with 2 Mojo packs.
For some reason, I thought it was hobby only. Oh, interesting.
I saw that they were going to have 2 variations: a 4-pack Mojo version for hobby and a 2-pack Mojo version, like you'd see at Target.
Interesting.
I don't know if they're going to charge $50 for those though, and they're going to do both hobby and retail. I feel like they're going to dilute the absolute crap out of it. Although I will say, knowing what they did about logo fractor, knowing what they did about the jumbo boxes, if for some reason they can guarantee you 3 hits or more out of the hobby version of 4 packs, and then they dilute retail, maybe that would be a buy.
Yeah.
Maybe, but we need to see it first. If they come out with the odds ahead of time and I see it, maybe it's already up on the website, I'll go check. I'll run the numbers and I will figure that out.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I know Restless Craft. He talked about that he ordered a bunch of cases. I know Luke at Up North Collectors was trying to order cases. I've been in contact with both, and I just want to know what the price is. So if the odds come out, we got to keep an eye on those. I mean,
Yeah.
Bowman Mega is always a good product. It's just price point and hits.
Yeah, I mean, if you give me a hobby version and only give me a chance of like 1 hit every box and there's 4 packs, I don't know. I'm probably not. I probably
Nah, I agree.
not for probably the $100 or $125 they're gonna want to charge for that. It's probably not worth it. But if it's like a logo fractor like product, that'd be great. I'd love it.
Dude, yeah, for $50 for that. Or like Chris said, 2018 when it was $15 a Mojo box. It's amazing. Speaking of which, tomorrow night I think I'm going to sit down at the table, and I think I'm going to go live, and I'm going to open up all my base packs out of the Mojos from last year, the 2022. I'm just gonna pull out the LA Chromes, Churio, James Wood, you name it. Just get those out of the box. Because I don't think selling those packs is worth it. So I might as well open them and stack them up. I mean, there's still the Wander rookie, paper rookie, probably 50 cents, $1 in there. I mean, there's a lot of freaking cards.
It's hard to say. I don't know what they were selling for if you wanted to sell the individual packs, but if you're getting like $2 a pack for them, and it'd probably be worth the risk just to open them and pull the lots together, see what happens. And maybe they made a mistake. Maybe there's a hit in there by mistake.
I doubt it. I doubt
they did. Right? Yeah.
I figured I'd open those up and get all those chromes out of there in case one of those guys like goes really crazy. I didn't bring my numbers in here because I graded a Volpe and a Dominguez in my last order. And the chances of both of them getting a 10 were so low. I think the PSA 10 on the Volpe was like 60%, and the PSA 10 on Dominguez was 55% gem rate, if you look at the population reports.
Mm-hmm.
And I got both 10s on those cards, which is incredible. And then if you go look at how many Dominguez were graded compared to Volpe, I'm gonna reveal that on my PSA reveal this week. I wrote down the data, but 2020 was a tough card to grade by this. If you look at the pop report, that quality, that's when the quality control of tops really went to crap. 2020 is when the problem started, and hopefully by the end of 2023, Fanatics has this thing under wraps. They said they're working on. They said at that conference that hopefully by the end of 23 that they would have it all worked out. So you got to give them a chance. So we'll see going into 2024. But
I'm sure Jeff will give us an exclusive look at the production line whenever he gets a chance.
Man, I want that up from Tops, and I also want the exclusive behind the scenes at PSA like he did at SGC too. You know,
he's the guy to do it. He's Mr. Exclusive.
I hear you there, man.
He's like the Bruce Almighty character from Bruce Almighty. Remember? He's playing God, right? He's everywhere. He's always one step ahead.
Phoenix Suns dismissed their coach.
I'm not surprised on that. They underwhelmed. Yeah, I'm not surprised at that. Monty Williams is a good coach. He's probably going to go coach the Bucks now that I think about it.
That
Because
just
the Bucks fired Budenholzer, which also I was kind of surprised but not surprised because 5 years with Giannis in his prime and you got one championship and one finals appearance. That's pretty bad. You didn't even get multiple Eastern Conference Finals appearances. You were out in the second round last year and you were out in the first round this year with a fully loaded team. And I know Giannis got hurt, and that definitely played a role in the Heat are obviously better than we thought. But I think the Heat are just a well-coached team with a good player in Jimmy Butler, who is an absolute killer in the playoffs. Playoff Jimmy is like Tom Brady. Well, I say that Jimmy Butler's never won anything, but
yeah.
It's a metaphor, right? He turns into a different player in the playoffs. And when he's on the right team, Jimmy Butler is an impact player on any team. He would make any team better in the playoffs because he's just a better playoff basketball player.
And my Chicago Bulls trade him away because they're trash bags. How'd they trade that guy away?
Didn't they trade him to the Sixers? Wasn't that a Sixers trade back in the day?
I don't even remember who they got for him.
I don't even think they got anybody good for him.
No, trash bags.
I don't remember. I don't remember the exact particulars of that trade. I thought that was when he went to the Sixers, or maybe he went somewhere else first and then got signed by the Sixers. Jimmy Butler's around. He's been to a few different teams. Or maybe
I'll
have to look that up.
I'd have to look it up too. And on the other front, speaking of basketball, my one buddy I hadn't talked to for a while sends me a picture. He pulled the Mr. Monopoly, one of the variations from the Monopoly. He's putting it up for auction tonight. Hopefully he sends me a link.
How did I forget that? He got traded to Minnesota.
Wow.
That was the Zach LaVine trade.
Zach LaVine.
That was actually not a bad trade. All fairness, they traded Jimmy Butler to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Zach LaVine. I think they got somebody else. That's probably a trade at that point in time that helped both teams. I forgot about that. How did I whiff on that? I'm always good at this memory stuff. And then he got traded from Minnesota after 10 games into that season, got traded to Philadelphia, and then he ended up signing with Miami in the following season. So, yeah, I completely whiffed on that one. I should have known that. That T-Wolves team when it had Jimmy Butler they had potential with Cat and Butler, and I think they had Teague at the time, and that might have been. They had a couple guys in their prime. That could have been a very, very good team, and they underachieved.
Well, buddy, I don't think I have anything else unless you do or anybody else in the chat.
I don't. No, not tonight. We're at an hour and 10 minutes ish, so the crew probably wants to go. And well, it depends what time zone you're in. I'll say hit the sack, but it's 9:39 on the East Coast.
I want to get a bag of popcorn tonight, man. My local movie theater closed, which is kind of a bummer because every now and then I would just go in there and get a bucket of popcorn and take it home.
Well, I don't know that many people do that, but that's actually a pretty good idea. If you like,
dude, I've done it before.
Just be like, or I'm just gonna go and get some popcorn here because I know that's probably the best, saltiest, butteriest popcorn I can get.
Get some extra butter, please.
I have a popcorn maker behind me. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. It's a countertop unit.
That I don't have.
It's actually pretty authentic. You can make like movie theater popcorn. It's pretty cool. We got a theater screen, so we watch movies down here.
Oh, man. All right, guys and girls. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed as usual. Appreciate everybody coming in. John, you're the man as usual. It was a fun Saturday night.
It was Saturday Night Live. yeah, stay tuned for more content on my channel. We just passed 450 subscribers. Thank you for whomever did that earlier today. Brett, you picked up more subscribers in the last 2 months than I've picked up in the last year and a half. But we're going to keep going. And we're on the way to 500. We're on the way to 1,000. We're on the way to however many. I'm not going to let it deter me. And that's all I got. 451 subscribers. Just check.
Keep it rolling, baby.
Unsubscribe. Don't do that. That's not very nice.
Yeah, no kidding.
Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for the month of May in Indy. We just had the Grand Prix today. Got the month of May coming up. So if you're into racing, tune to my channel for a lot of racing content. We'll probably try and come out with a couple preview videos for the pole sitter, for the bump day, and for the race. I'll get back on my winning ways. And Brett, anything else to take us out?
No, until next time. Peace, everybody.
Peace. See you guys.